नमो अर्हन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो वज्झायाणं नमो लोये सवसाहुणम् तीन भुवन में सार वीतराग विज्ञानता शिव स्वरूप शिव का नमः त्रियोग संहार के. Okay, so we had basically seen in the previous class up till 11th verse. 11th verse talked about what? I have a small question. What was the heading of the 11th verse? What did the 11th verse talk about? I would go to Sachi. Yeah.
Yes.
What was the basic what was the 11th verse all about?
The 11th verse was all about the trees.
No. Trees was the 10th one. Yeah.
Then it was the rivers.
I know it was again the other one. No. Yes, I'll go to Ashi.
It's about the same tree and it has leaves like swords and
Who is
the
it? Let me
and
just check. When two people are just, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Sachi. You were right about it. So yeah, Sachi, Ashi, both of them are right about it. But why did this stuck in my brain that it was about, oh, we are about to talk about it, but we had also, oh yeah, that was 11th verse. We have completed the 12th verse as well. And then we are basically have to talk about the, oh, this is wrong. Okay, now I got it. Okay. That's 13th. Okay, done. So now let's begin. The 12th verse was the last verse we had talked about, and it talked about, you know, the physical and social status of the beings in hell. Now we are moving on. We are going to talk about the hunger. We had the last thing was the thirst. So we are about to talk about you know, what the hunger part. Okay. Can somebody tell me how was the thirst? To what was the thirst compared? To what was the? Oh, very good. Yes, Ashi, Darshi. Sorry.
the thirst was compared to the Sindhu River. That if they drank the whole Sindhu River, it will not quench their thirst, and even then they do not get even a little drop.
Very good, very good, very good. So the thirst was compared with the waters of the river Sindhu, and if somebody, you know, somebody in the hell drank the whole of it, still there, you know, this thing will not be quenched. The thirst will not be quenched. Somebody has raised their hand. No, but she's answered also. Okay. So yes, now we are going to talk about the hell's hunger, the situation which is all about the hunger. Let's begin. Okay, you know the drill. I'm going to read one line. I'm going to recite one line and you have to repeat it after me. Okay, let's go on. Teen lo. Oh, what was the rhythm of this thing? तीन लोक को नाज जुखाए.
तीन लोक नाज लहाए.
Very good. मिटे न भूख कणा न लहाए.
मिठे न भूख कना न लहाए.
Very good. ये दुख बहु सागर लो सहे.
ये दुख बहु सागर लो सहे.
Very good. करम जोग ते नर गति लहे.
कर्म जो करते न प्रगति लहे.
Very good. Very good, everybody. Okay. Adi has joined. Okay, fine. Let's move on. So let's look at the words, every word here. Teen lok. So all of us know what is teen lok. Can somebody tell me what is teen lok? Yes, Jevish. Jevish, what is teen lok? Yeah.
तीन लोक.
The
तीन
name.
लोक is three loks of the world. Urdhvalok, Madhyalok, and Adholok.
Brilliant. Thank you. So teen lok is this. Naj. Naj means the grains, the grocery, the grains. So teen lok ko naj ju khai. Khai means eaten. So if somebody had eaten all the grains of the world, mite na, uh, um, hunger, hunger, hunger. Hunger does not quench. No, hunger does not fulfill. No, what was it? End. Okay. Mite na means doesn't end. Mite na means doesn't end. Bhook means hunger. Kana means even one small grain. Na lahai means it doesn't feel like. So if a hellish beings have such huge amount of hunger, such intense amount of hunger, that in case if given an opportunity, the whole grains of the world, if they eat all of them, still their hunger will not get sufficed. And the basic situation is that they do not get even one single grain to eat. Okay. So it was equivalent to the thirst part. If they had an opportunity, they could have drunk the waters of the Sindhu river, but they cannot. They do not get even one single drop. In the same way, the hunger is so much that they are going to eat all the grains of the world, but they do not get even one particular grain to end their hunger. Okay, so this is what it means by the first two lines. Okay, is there anything else? Yeah, basically the grains are not found in the Urdhvalok, neither in the Urdhvalok nor in the Adholok. They are basically found in the Madhyalok only. But still, it is just a saying that the grains of the world. So if it eats the grains of the world, even then its hunger won't end. So it rhymes. Okay. Let's move on and look at the last two lines. Ye dukh means these miseries or these unhappinesses. Bahu sagar. Bahu means many, and sagar means it's a particular time unit, a unit of time. I'll tell you what it is in the upcoming slides. Law sahe. Law sahe means till that particular amount of time they had suffered. Sahe means suffered. Karam. Karam means karam, both the types of karam. Dravya karam, bhav karam. You know what is a karam? Does any one of you know what is a karam? Don't ask your parents. Ask me. What is a karam? If you know. Okay, I'll ask Darshi. Darshi, Is karam means, does karam mean good deeds and bad deeds? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's move on to Sachi. Yes, what do you have to say about karam?
I thought I was gonna say like your work, how you achieve something.
Okay, fine, wonderful. But I just add one more important thing. It's not about the activity you do, it's about how you do it, or with what particular kind of feeling you do it. So it's not like, studying is not important, but studying is important. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. It's not just opening the book to study, it's about reading it, understanding it. In the same way, uh, mm, we do not help others because we want something from them. We help others because we like helping others. Are you getting what I'm saying? Somebody's playing with Sachi. Acha, okay, let's see. Ashi, are you getting it what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, great. So basically, it's not, karam is not about the activity, but it is basically about how you perform a particular activity. So if you are performing a particular activity with very good feelings, it is called as good karma. If you are performing that activity with very bad feelings, it is called as bad karma. Clear? Karma jogte means very good karma. Jogte means if you add on them, if you collect them, Naragati lahe. So from that narak, from that hell, the jeev can come out and take a human body. Clear? So this is how they are, trying to make the journey. They started from Tiryanch Gati, then they talked about the hell, which is the Naragati, and now they after this they are going to talk about the Naragati. Nar means Manushya. Manushya means human. So now they after this they are going to talk about the Naragati. Naragati is nothing other than human state of living. Okay, so basically all these lines are quite important for all of you. So let's move on and have a look over the next slide and what has it to tell us. Okay, so it says teen lok ko na jo chukhaye mite na bhuk kana na lahaye. So what does that mean? three uh, three world's grains if eaten, the hunger doesn't end. So whatsoever be the case, if it is given an opportunity to eat away all the grains of the world, it hunger doesn't end, and they don't even get a single grain to eat. Fine. So this is how they had explained the first two lines. Now let's look at the other two lines. Ye dukh bahu sagar lo sahe, karam jog te nargati lahe. So what does that mean? That these miseries were suffered for many sagars, for many sagars. What is a sagar? Again, we'll look at it in the next slide. Because of some good karma, because of some good activities or good feelings, good thoughts, good intentions, the person gained the human form, or it can be said as human state of living, or in short, human being. Okay, so this is what it means by this particular slide. Now let's look at this. Now first of all, we are talking about the hunger. There's a small example given in the picture. You can first of all have a look over the picture. This is just an exaggeration that there are lots and lots of goodies present at the back of an asur, and the asur is denying the person who has come to ask for any food. So it's just an example so that you can understand it. It isn't the case that in case if you have prepared so much food, it will get spoiled if somebody doesn't eat it. So it's not that. It's just an example to tell you that this is quite an exaggerated situation where they're just trying to tell us that even if the person is very hungry and he's very desperate to eat, but it is not given any opportunity to eat anything. Okay. Okay, I think okay. Yeah, Sachi wants to say something.
Oh, my hand must be up from my
Acha,
last.
fine, let it be. Please read the slide for me. Oh, yeah, go on.
Even if given 3 worlds grains, its hunger cannot suffice. But unfortunately, no food is available. Out of hunger, it eats the venomous soil of the hell.
Okay, so as I had already told you about drinking and eating, once when we were talking about the smell, we were talking about the smell of the narak. So the smell is very venomous or very infectious, and it is also about this, that what do they eat, what do they have. So generally their hunger is very much, but they do not get anything to eat. So what do? They eat away the soil only, but the soil is very venomous, very adulterated, or you can say anything, whatever you want to. But that soil doesn't end their hunger. It The hunger still remains. So this is what it means by this particular slide. Is it fine, Darshi? Okay, let's move on and look at this particular slide. So overall, what are they trying to tell us is, such miseries are endured for several sagars. Okay, so what is sagar? I can make you understand what is sagar, but it will really take me a lot of effort to teach you what is sagar. In short, if I get an opportunity to tell you what is sagar, sagar is something like, yeah, thank you. So what is sagar? Sagar basically means an ocean, as you all already know that we had seen in the previous slides. So an ocean, if you count the number of drops in an ocean, can you count them? I don't think so. So this is what is called as indefinite. Absolutely infinite number of years, indefinite number of years pass, and this is how we understand an ocean. But I was giving you another example. The example was, yeah, you collect all the grains of wheat in your house. Listen to me, everybody. Yeah, you have to collect all the grains in your house. Okay, now what do you have to do is, take one particular grain in 100 year. Okay, what do you have to do is, you have to take one grain in 100 years. After that, again take another one, take the third one, take the fourth one. In the same way, uh, the total number of grains that you have, what do you have to do is, after this particular time passes, like after one grain it will be 100 years, after two it will be 200 years, after three it will be 300 years, and so on and so forth. And you have to do this for indefinite number of years. There is no counting of that particular number of years. So when you multiply this all amount of when you add all this time, you particularly get one sagar. So in short, it is indefinite years. Yes, Darshi?
It could it be like the grains of sand in a beach?
You can take any example. You can use any example wherein you cannot count a particular thing. But then, frankly speaking, you can count the soil. You can count your grains in the house. You can count even your hairs in your head. But we are talking about something which is really uncountable. Okay, so uncountable is what is the drops of an ocean. So that way the example of the ocean fits the best. Anybody else has to say anything? Adi, where are you? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now moving on. One sagar is indefinite number of years. The next is, it is trying to tell us that the age of people who live in the hell. So as I have already told you, there are 7 hells. So in the first hell, the minimum age is 10,000 years. But in the 7th one, the highest age is in the 7th one, which is 33 sagar. Okay, so that is the maximum age. Yes, Darshi, your hand is up.
Um, you said that if you gather all your good deeds, then you can become a human. But how can you do good deeds in hell? You normally only think about bad stuff.
This is why I was explaining you that good deeds is not about good deeds, but it is about good feelings and good thoughts. That can happen.
Okay.
Even if your mother slaps you, do you feel averted to her? Do you feel like not living with her? No, that doesn't happen.
No.
So, in the same way, whatever adverse situation comes in front of you, you really need to understand it and uh, preserve yourself, understand yourself, stay calm, and try to understand and analyze the particular situation. Whatever situation comes in front of you, it's wise not to be too excited or too uh, too motivated or too demotivated in any particular situation. It's better to understand what the situation demands and we can act accordingly. So this is how this is expected from narak hell people also. So very few very few hell beings come to Manushya. Generally, they go to the Tiryanch Gati only. Okay, so it's just that Daulat Ramji wanted a story. Daulat Ramji basically wanted to make a particular story. So he started from Ekendriya Jeev to 2, 3, 4, 5 sensory organ beings of the Tiryanch Gati. Then he shifted to the Naragati. So how will somebody from Tiryanch Gati come to Naragati? By Sanklesh, Sanklesh Bhavate Maryo Ghor Shwabh Sagar Me Paryo. So because of very extremely intense feelings, this particular person will go to, Narak. Now, from Narak, as they have already explained Tiryanch, now what left was, human beings and heavenly beings. So whosoever lives in hell cannot directly go to the heavenly being part. There is one small thing in between. Either they can go to Tiryansh or they can go to Manushya. What I mean to say is either they can have a body of 1 sensory organ, 2 sensory organ, 3 sensory organ, 4 sensory organ, or animals, or they have to become human beings. So that only 2 possibilities are there if you are in either heavenly beings state or you are in the hell being state. So this is what they are just trying to tell us, that the story is basically a vicious circle. So what are they going to do is they have started from Tiryanch, then they came to Narak, hell. Then they will go to, then he will go to Manushya, or what is Manushya called? Human beings. And then they will go to this heavenly beings. And then after heavenly beings, Daulat Ramji will come back to the Tiryanch Kati. So Tiryanch, Narak, Manushya, Dev. Tiryanch, Narak, Manushya, Dev. Tiryanch, Narak, Manushya, Dev. This is the basic circle he is talking about. This is not always the same, but he wanted to tell you the journey of a soul. So to cover all of these 4 particular sets, he tried with this particular example. Clear, everybody? Adi, clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is an important part. This time your examination is going to be a little more difficult than the previous time. So whosoever gets more than 20 out of 25 is an excellent, will be considered as an excellent student, and those below it will be considered as very good. And I'm sure nobody is going to be in any other states. So only 2 chances: very good or excellent. Okay. Let's go on. I'd like somebody to please read this for me. Who do it? Adi. Yeah.
So even if they are torn, fried, separated, etc., they don't die until their death comes.
How is this etc. Pronounced?
Etc.
Are you sure about it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it is etc. It's et, etc. But yeah, fine, that's okay. Move on.
Their bodies break and bind like mercury molecules.
Okay, so we had already understood about mercury molecules in the previous class. I hope you know that. So by that example, we were just trying to tell you that we were trying to understand that the death, whenever the death comes, it comes. It isn't so that if the body is torn or separated or fried or anything of that sort has happened, basically the hellish beings do not die. They, they feel the pain of being dead, but they actually don't die. Their body again, it binds together, and when it binds again, they start to relive, but it's not actually relive, they live. So that way, it's just a small thing to tell you that their death comes not because their body has been torn, fried, or separated, but eventually whenever the death comes, they die, not before that, in whatsoever be the case. This is not the case with either Tiryansh Gati or Manushya Gati. If in the Tiryansh Gati, somebody's blood has completely come out of the body, or they had, committed suicide or suicide, whatever it is, yeah, so they'll die. In the same way, you might have heard about people who had, committed suicide in human beings also. So that happens with the human or the Tiryansh people. It doesn't happen with the Manushya or sorry, it doesn't happen with the hellish or the heavenly beings. Okay. Yes, Darshi?
So when your age comes, will you just immediately die, or
beg your
will
pardon?
someone come and kill you? When your
Again,
age comes in hell and when you have to die, will someone kill you, or will you just die? Will nothing happen and you just die?
whenever an activity happens, there is some or the other reason lying for it. So they die, and there would be some particular situation which will happen, and they'll die. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever we are going to talk about the heavenly beings, there is a particular situation which helps us to understand how that person dies. Okay. The last slide is, hence, by adding up all the good karma, with the help of good feelings and thoughts, the jeev leads to human state of living, and that is human beings. And this is how, the narak state ends and the human state starts to begin. So in the next part, we are going to talk about, next and the last part, we are going to talk about the human state of living and the heavenly state of living. So prepare yourself for that, but fine, you can prepare about it after Sunday. So on Monday, we are going to talk about it. Before that, tomorrow, we are just going to revise everything, whatever we had studied. And day after tomorrow, I think, is a Saturday, and when we are going to have an exam. No, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday, yeah. Saturday will be your exam, and Sunday, we are going to have a holiday. So this is how I, finish this particular part. Anybody is having a question, you may ask. And there are two people who want to ask. Arav.
Why there is Sunday exam now?
But this Sunday, Saturday.
No. It is on Saturday, and Sunday we'll have a holiday.
I thought it is Sunday.
No, the exam will be on Saturday. Same time. Thank you. Anybody else? Nobody else? Great. So I hope you will study well and understand things well. Do read this particular PDF which is given to you on the group as well, and then we can have a good examination. Thank you very much, everybody. And where is this? Yeah, Jai Jinendra.
The exam is gonna be.
Jai Jinendra, everybody.
Thank you, Jai Jinendra. Bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Jai Jinendra, Sahibi.
Jai Jinendra.
Bye.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Good
Jai
bye.
Jinendra.
Bye.